So Santa Lavinho is everywhere right now. Ranked, casual, events. And when one style shows up in every single match, it stops being a coincidence and starts becoming a problem. So today we're breaking down what makes Santa Lavinho so overwhelming, why so many players are using him, and why a growing part of the Blue Lock Rivals community believes he should be nerfed. Santa Lavinho should be nerfed. Now, before anyone twists my words, let me make this very clear from the start. Nothing is confirmed. There has been no official announcement, no balance patch notes, no statement from Miro or the dev team saying Santa Lavinho will be nerfed. This video is not a leak. This video is not misinformation. This is simply breaking down why, based on the current state of the game, Santa Lavinho feels unhealthy and why a nerf would actually make sense. And to understand that, we have to start with his most problematic move, Christmas Stampede. Christmas Stampede is the single biggest reason Santa Lavinho feels unfair. In Blue Lock Rivals, most steals and counters are balanced around iframes. That's the trade-off. You have to time your move correctly, and if you mess up, you get punished. That's how skill expression works in this game. But Christmas Stampede doesn't follow that rule. It doesn't rely on dodging. It doesn't rely on avoiding contact. It doesn't rely on prediction. It just wins. Christmas Stampede straight up beats almost every other steal or counter in the game. If your opponent presses steal, Santa Lavinho wins. If they try to counter, Santa Lavinho wins. And the most broken part of all is that Christmas Stampede can take the ball during a pass. That alone should raise alarms. Passing is supposed to be safe counterplay. It's how you punish overly aggressive defenders. When a single move can invalidate passing entirely, it removes an entire layer of strategy from the game. You're no longer making a smart decision. You're just hoping Santa Lavinho doesn't press one button. That's not interaction. That's domination. And the worst part is that this move has no real downside. No strict timing, no meaningful risk. You can throw it out and still come out on top most of the time. That leads directly into the next issue. Santa Lavinho is extremely forgiving. People call him brain dead, and that's not an insult to players. It's a criticism of the kit. The style allows you to make mistakes and still be rewarded. You don't need perfect positioning. You don't need elite timing. The kit covers for you. Every match with Santa Lavinho feels the same. One dribble and he's already across the map. Defenders barely get time to react. If they step in, Christmas Stampede saves him. And if he gets even a little bit of space, the shooting move comes out. Present strike. Present strike is one of those shots that feels unfair even when you do everything right as a goalkeeper. Perfect positioning, good timing, correct read. And it still feels like a coin flip. The speed, power, and consistency behind present strike make it incredibly difficult to deal with. A strong shot is fine. A rewarding shot is fine. But when a shot feels unavoidable instead of earned, frustration builds fast. And that's exactly what present strike feels like right now. When one style has elite movement, the strongest steal in the game, and a shot that overwhelms goalkeepers, it stops being balanced and starts deciding matches on its own. And that, alone, would already be a problem. But what makes Santa Lavinho an even bigger issue is how common he is. Everyone is getting Santa Lavinho. On top of that, Miro, the owner of Blue Lock Rivals, gave out more than 350 spins last week. That number is insane. Those spins gave players an unbelievably high chance of pulling limited styles, and Santa Lavinho benefited the most from that. Suddenly, lobbies are filled with him. Ranked games, casual matches, events. Everywhere you go, Santa Lavinho is there. And when an overpowered style becomes common, the entire game shifts around it. You don't ask, what style do I want to play? You ask, how do I deal with Santa Lavinho? That's when balance starts to break. Matches feel repetitive. Playstyles disappear. Variety dies. Players feel forced to either use Santa Lavinho or accept that they're at a disadvantage. Now, quick pause real fast. If you're enjoying these Blue Lock Rivals breakdowns and honest balance discussions, make sure to subscribe to the channel. It genuinely helps a lot. and allows me to keep making more videos like this consistently. If you want more real takes instead of sugar-coated opinions, subscribing really does support the grind. Now back to the breakdown. The biggest issue with Santa Lavinho isn't just numbers or stats. It's that he removes interaction. Blue Lock Rivals is at its best when both players are making decisions, reading each other, and reacting in real time. Santa Lavinho removes that by making mistakes irrelevant. You don't need to read your opponent when Christmas Stampede is guaranteed. You don't need to space correctly when one dribble sends you across the map. You don't need to carefully set up shots when Present Strike does the work for you. That's why players are calling for a nerf. Not because Santa Lavinho isn't fun, not because he's flashy, but because he overshadows too much of the roster and invalidates too many mechanics. So if Santa Lavinho were to be adjusted, what would actually make sense? Not killing the style, not gutting him into the ground, just tuning him so he fits the game better. Christmas Stampede losing guaranteed steals would be a massive step in the right direction. Removing its ability to steal during passes would instantly bring back counterplay. Increasing its cooldown or stamina cost would add real risk instead of free value. Adjusting his dribble distance or stamina usage would make movement more deliberate instead of effortless. And slightly tuning. Present Strike. So goalkeepers can respond more consistently would make goals feel earned instead of forced. Santa Lavinho would still be strong. He'd still be meta. He just wouldn't be oppressive. At the end of the day, this isn't about hating Santa Lavinho or blaming players for using him. People are always going to use the strongest option available, and that's normal. The responsibility falls on balance, not the player base. Right now, Santa Lavinho overshadows too much of the game. When one style becomes mandatory, creativity disappears. And that's bad for the long-term health of Blue Lock Rivals. A nerf wouldn't ruin Santa Lavinho. It would protect the game. Let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think Santa Lavinho should be nerfed, or do you think he's fine as is? And if you have him, be honest. Does it feel fair? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.